the good folks over at Amazon have gotten together with the folks over at Experian, and they have empowered Alexa to be able to tell us our credit scores with a simple question. So the good folks over at Amazon, at Experian, they developed what they call an Experian skill, which is a plugin that's compatible with Alexa that will act as a backdoor that will enable Alexa to be able to kind of answer some credit related questions like what is my credit score and what is my utilization, etc., etc. Do I have a credit log? Do I have a credit freeze? That type of thing. And it is absolutely absurd, Shiv, right?
It's beyond ridiculous. Okay? It's there's a few reasons why. You know, Tony and I usually like to focus on the positive of things.
Absolutely.
But when we heard this, we both just started laughing because it was beyond bizarre, okay? The first reason that I would say you should not use this, okay, is who's putting it out, which is Experian. Now, we have nothing against Experian. They serve an important function in the economy. But reality is, Experian is giving you very self-interested advice in many respects, okay? I can be fairly certain they're not going to mention how the Fair Credit Reporting Act protects you from errors or non-verifiable items or outdated items that are on your credit. Why? Because that's more work for them. Okay? Their idea of improving your credit will be reduce the debt here, or even better yet, go open a secured credit card or something like that, which can be great, but it's not the sort of advice that is necessarily optimal for you to get the best score possible. So really, whenever you're offered advice, whether by us, whether by credit bureaus, by anyone, you should always ask yourself, what's the source of the advice and why are they telling it, you know?
Absolutely.
And in the case of a company like Experian, while there's many good things they're doing, and a lot of lending in the economy would not be possible without them, their advice around credit is not the first place that we would recommend you go to look, you know? Whether it's the resources we share with you or some of the other ones online, there's far better places to look. So really be careful about even taking in or consuming advice from anyone where that advice is not good. Even if you plan on disregarding it, there's no reason to waste your precious time by doing so, particularly when there are such great resources out there for you to learn about credit and finances. So to me, it's just crazy that Experian is not going to give you the kind of info that's ideal for you to maximize your credit. And for all I know, you know, Experian does have affiliate agreements with a number of credit card issuers. The last thing you want is Alexa telling you to sign up for a card so Experian can make some money off of it. That's just crazy. Okay? Don't do it. Yeah. Tony has some even bigger reasons why you shouldn't get on this platform.
So imagine this scenario, right? You're coming home, so you prompt Alexa, unlock the door. Okay? Alexa, check my voicemail. Okay? Alexa, what's my credit score today? That just doesn't really add up. I mean, the fact that this is a voice-activated technology, right? So anybody with an earshot can really hear that information with that feedback that Alexa is giving you. And today, in a world of identity theft and identity fraud, and just a few weeks ago, we heard about the biggest data breach through Equifax. 145.5 million of us got our information hacked and stolen. And we're going to reap the wrath of that for many years to come. So me and Shiva, we're all about protecting you. We're all about giving you advice that really kind of enable you to live the best type of life, the most secure type of life, the most prosperous type of life. And this particular innovation, this Experian skill with Alexa, as Shiva has alluded to, is not really meant for us. So we're all about kind of keeping our information safe and centralizing all this data with
Amazon.
In Amazon, right? I mean, these guys already have our credit card information, our addresses, preference into what we like to consume, what we like to buy, whether it's on television, whether it's physical products, etc. Yeah, it's a little too much. So me personally, I'm all about safety. I'm all about kind of trying to minimize the risk, and this is not minimizing the risk. I think there's a level of coolness to it. Yes, there's a level of utility to it. I think you can gain much greater utility from an application that will give you your credit scores and a breakdown, not just Alexa is spitting out a 3-digit number and saying, hey Tony, your credit is X, Y, and Z, Shiva, your credit is X, Y, and Z, and God knows who is hearing that at the time. Now they have disclaimed that yes, they're going to place an additional 4-digit security pin before Alexa will actually answer your question every 5 minutes, but still, that's a little too much information that you're leaving in the hands of Jeff Bezos. Again, we love your brother and everything. I think Amazon is a really great company. I just don't think that this is really the best innovation or the best plugin for Alexa, especially post this Equifax breach that we're just fresh off of. So stay safe out there. Shiva has always is always looking and has come up with fantastic platforms that you can go to get that done, and Alexa is not that.
Exactly. And that brings up another point, which is, aside from just the data issue, which is the biggest one by far, what Tony just told you, it's also a convenience factor, okay? A credit report or credit information is something that you should see with your eyes. Whether you want to read it or whether it was in video format's another story. But it's not something you can just hear verbally, okay? I mean, if I tell you your limit is $3,500, your balance is $124, what does it actually mean in percentage? How does it affect your credit? These are things we need to take time and to look at physically with our eyes and see what's going on. Alexa cannot do that, and that's one other reason it doesn't work. Good news, we have some great platforms for you to monitor your credit. As we've said many times, Experian is monitored on freecreditscore.com, which is owned by Experian, where you can go there, don't enter your credit card information, and you'll have all your info there. And Equifax and TransUnion are monitored at creditkarma.com, and you'll get all your info there. You can check it each month. We don't necessarily recommend that you follow all of the advice, and certainly not the offers that you get from freecreditscore.com or from Credit Karma. They're not good. We would stay off of that. But what we would recommend is monitoring your credit there, particularly credit inquiries and credit accounts, making sure the balances match up, making sure no one has applied for credit in your name, because that's an issue as well. And lastly, I believe that freecreditscore.com gives you a FICO 8. Okay, so you know your FICO, because Credit Karma does not give you that. They give you the Vantage score. If you also want to know your FICO for TransUnion, you can sign up with Discover. Don't have to be a Discover customer. You'll get your FICO and your TransUnion report every month. So use those resources and check it once a month. And of course, once per year, as we said, visit annualcreditreport.com. Get your reports from there too. But just monitor your credit regularly on these platforms. And Amazon's doing a lot of really, really phenomenal things. We're customers of them ourselves, but unfortunately, this is not one of them. So don't sign up for it. Thanks for joining.
Absolutely.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Happy Halloween, you guys.